2. Seb picking up Voltic. Hell. Putting down some shots. 1 versus 1. 27 seconds left in this 1 versus 1. Seb slowing down the pace. Just chilling back over here. Can he catch him off guard? He does, but it's not enough. Holy Fighter with the holy halo gets the frag win there and the bomb defusal, putting his team up by 5 right now. Oh my goodness gracious.
Two potentially on the third here, but the EMP is going to be in Crin's hands. You know, Crin with the pistol, I feel like he's shooting better at that than he was with the regular gun. So, but Crin
31 and 21.
Does take down a second, oh no, the goal line stopped that map number 1, but it is GsPack trying to force that map number 5, pushing us to a potential.
But that's pretty much where the center comes through for rotations, but I'm just not a fan of how the center of the here on this push, see if he can hold it for his team. Shots coming through, he probably stole his leg and still wins it with half his health up and trades as everyone's pretty even up. Push right through the front door. It's not going to happen. A bit of a side door action. Gingy going to push off to a fresh mag here. Catch another one off to the side. Jumps off the map. It still finishes him off. That is almost a full 60 now.
Through and not really be able to control any of this hill time. And you can see every kill knocks those players back further.
This is a really hard one to defend. There's a lot of angles you can come through. But they do have a little bit of a hold here. You have to win your gunnies, and that's a 4-2
rotation. We'll see what this team can do to keep themselves alive into hardpoint map number 1.
That's a very important flip there. P2 has been extremely solid in pulling ahead, getting some nice kill. That's almost a full out. It is only Gingy there on the site. Frogger gonna clean it up now as we got just 20 seconds. Let's see if they can start rotating into the next hill.
Oh.
Falling to his death, but still gets it. It's very interesting with those roof plays because you have to keep moving or you just fall to your death. You have to commit to that.
And Frogger just absolutely running through the whole entire lobby right now. He's letting them know that this map is going to be theirs for sure, as he does get a team kill, unfortunately, there. And he does collect onto it. The team is going to be spawning out, and unfortunately, Gingy going to collect onto Frogger there for that trade-out kill. But his team's going to be in hill, as that's another 3 dead. Can they get...
Having the gun skill. They have everything they need in their arsenal to get greased up in greatness here, as they are just peppering them in perfection. With now hitting 30 kills for Frogger, 7 streaking, over a minute on hill, and on this that no one's gonna peek it. They have the advantage. Oh man, with the kick too.
But nothing gets taken care of. His teammate does take care of one, and there's Teddy Roosevelt for another one. Omega, they need to try to break into this hill as fast as possible. Right now, the kill in for the side of Ball Omega, make it 4 dead as Revan starts to turn up with this gun in hand. NPC looking good for him right now as he starts to burn again. That's going to be another 3 dead. Make it all dead again, as it is Cabal Omega taking an early lead into 1 in the front. Only 1 left up on into the hill. That's going to get collected onto. Make it all 4 dead again. Breaking from the front of the hill and put the spawns out for their side. Revan in this, controlling the pace of play. Look, we said this at the beginning of the map, and he is doing exactly what we were saying. They look like the better 3. Rotations right now favoring the side of the Ink Black, but they have to hold a very, very hard hill in this there to help him into this play. The Chow, he knows, is going to be from this backside to collect. And again, a very, 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 very fast-paced map.
For the side of Vortex, but the kills are going into favor of the boys of GsPack. But one final push here in the back line for the side of Vortex.
Crin!
Oh, Crin with a 2, Crin with a 3. Crin needed the 4th, but he...
Crin was giving it to us there and giving it to them as well.
Give me a sniper, Voltic. Let's see. Aww. Alright, it's going to be Crin, though, the first blood going in favor of the boys of Voltic. Voltic, you know, with that, you know, MVP going in map number 1, trying to show that he's...
And Holy Fighter pushing up this cat over here, top cap, and another shot. Thorium unable to do anything other than just jump for joy as his death is secured. And 1v2, Seb picking up Voltic. Hell, putting down some shots. 1 versus 1, 27 seconds left in this 1 versus 1. Seb slowing down the pace, just chilling back over here. Can he catch him off guard? He does, but it's not enough. Holy Fighter with the holy halo gets the frag win there and the bomb defusal, putting his team up by 5 right now. Oh my goodness gracious.
Two potentially on the third here, but the EMP is going to be in Crin's hands. You know, Crin with the pistol, I feel like he's shooting better than he was with the regular gun. So, but Crin
31 and 21.
does take down a second. Oh no, the goal line stopped that map number 1, but it is GsPack trying to force that map number 5, pushing us to a potential.
But that's pretty much where the center comes through for rotations, but I'm just not a fan of how the center of the here on this push. See if he can hold it for his team. Shots coming through. He probably saw his leg and still wins it with half his health up and trades as everyone's pretty even up. They push right through the front door. It's not going to happen. A bit of a side door action. Gingy going to push off to a fresh mag here. Catch another one off to the side. Jumps off the map and still finishes him off. That is almost a full 60 now.
Through and not really be able to control any of this hill time, and you can see every kill knocks those players back further.
This is a really hard one to defend. There's a lot of angles you can come through, but they do have a little bit of a hold here. You have to win your gunnies, and that's a 4
2 rotation. We'll see what this team can do to keep themselves alive into hardpoint map number 1.
That's a very important flip there. P2 has been extremely solid in pulling ahead, getting some nice kill. That's almost a full out. It is only Gingy there on the site. Frogger gonna clean it up now as we got just 20 seconds. Let's see if they can start rotating into the next hill.
Oh,
Falling to his death, but still gets it. It's very interesting with those roof plays because you have to keep moving or you just fall to your death. You have to commit everything.
and Frogger just absolutely running through the whole entire lobby right now. He's letting them know that this map is going to be theirs for sure, as he does get a team kill, unfortunately, there. And he does collect onto it. The team is going to be spawning out, and unfortunately, Gingy going to collect onto Frogger there for that trade-out kill. But his team's going to be in hill, as that's another 3 dead. Can they get...
Having the gun skill. They have everything they need in their arsenal to get greased up in greatness here, as they are just peppering them in perfection, with now hitting 30 kills for Frogger, 7 streaking, over a minute on hill, and on this that no one's gonna peek it. They have the advantage. Oh man, with the kick too.
But nothing gets taken care of. His teammate does take care of one, and there's Teddy Roosevelt for another one. OMNiA, they need to try to break into this hill as fast as possible. Right now, the kill in for the side of Ball OMNiA, make it 4 dead as Revan starts to turn up with this gun in hand. NPC looking good for him right now as he starts to burn again. That's going to be another 3 dead. Make it all dead again, as it is Cabal OMNiA taking an early lead into one in the front. Only one left up on into the hill. That's going to get collected onto. Make it all 4 dead again. Breaking from the front. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are joined back on EWG main stage. I am here as well. You know, let's first introduce ourselves. My name is The Real Invictus, aka Nick, and joined with me tonight, another one of my favorite casting duos to do it with, Scav. How we doing tonight?
Well, Nick, it's been a fantastic New Year's. I hope the viewers at home have enjoyed their time at home. But Sunday, back to the schedule, back to regularly scheduled programming, back to EWG. Things have been great. These 2 teams, as we're going to go into detail later on, are at the pinnacle of competitive nature here at the Elite Warfare Gaming League. And I'm just really excited to see how the action unfolds, starting off with our map number 1 on Scar Hardpoint.
Yeah, and we talk about these 2 teams for just a second. They're 9 and 8 in the rankings. We watched this OMNiA side last night put belt to ass to, I do believe, sorry, I'm not sure who they played last night, but it was a 3-0 in dominant fashion. We casted it last night. It was not a good match to watch on the casting booth, but we'll see if the side of Vortex Red can actually compete tonight. They're also at that 9 seed, number 1 and number 2 in the OMNiA group. So we'll see how that plays out. We got a lot of the same maps coming up too as well. So stick with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we open up on map number 1, Scar. Scav, what do you like about this map?
Well, Scar, as we kind of mentioned earlier, kind of really reminds me of the old Call of Duty in a sense that there's 3 lanes that you're going to go through, right? There's a lot of opportunity on that P1 to flip those spawns and earn that P2 if you really need to, but it's just going to be an all-out bloodbath going into the Scar, you know? There's a lot of avenues, a lot of ways that you can turn the tide in your favor. There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of maps, you know, unfortunately throughout more recent CODs, you don't get to see that as much. So there isn't going to be much of a meta, I guess you could say. Purely gun skill is going to be the name to win this game, and control specifically, as you start to see there, over food store over this P1 will allow our 2 teams here to get those much needed points, set up for P2, get those easy, you know, those nerves out of the way, and overall get going for that P2.
Yeah, we can see the rotation battles already happening. A big fight in top green happening with Ortiz. He needs to try to win this fight for his team as fast as possible. He's going to go ahead and do so as the rotate battles are still happening. Cole in the back of the map. This man went huge on map number 1 as he collects a huge 3-piece. Cole trying to get the pistol kills as well. Actually dechows from it and collects back onto the time with his team. He knows top blue is going to be the position. He collects another. That's going to be 2 dead onto the kill feed. And again, Cole is just absolutely frying to open up the map. This is where he went huge for his team, map number 1 as well. And he's doing it the same way in this one too.
Yeah, I mean, Vortex Red, they're really shaken up for a second. They're completely shoved back into their spawns, and you start to see, you know, plays like that, right? You said Cole going on a spree, you know, hungry for those kills and allowing, you know, his teammates like Claren to just sit back, relax, throw those tacticals, eat up that time. Really what you like to see early on in the game, get that team energy going, you know, get those guns hitting, get those shots going, and overall, you know, elevating them so they're able to flawlessly move on over to that P2. But over to P2, we see Vortex Red set up, ready to go. This time they're not playing around. They win the rotation. EBAG getting the first initial pick. That's crucial for an opening. The time has begun, and, well, looks like this time, OMNiA, nowhere to be found.
They're looking for these top green rotates. They want to try to play this from the back of the map, try to win this P5 side a little bit more. As you see it, all the kills go their way. As we talked about it, they open up the hill, and now they're going to be able to collect on this time. We talked about this map specifically and this point when we opened up into it pre-match, and this is one of the hills that we said teams can really battle for and get a lot of time onto it. You see Didi doing that right now, just collecting that time for his team. He has players pushed up as well, as that is another big 3 dead. Can't get the last one, as Super Fiction is going to be able to be alive in top green as he finally does get taken care of by Cole there.
Yeah, scraps going to be collected this time by OMNiA, but 80 to 34 at this point in time, so they're doing their job. And Didi cutting off some rotations as well, as Grandma's house is going to open up for that P3. Got 2 players on point right now, you know, overall defending. Ortiz able to take out, or excuse me, Cole able to take out 1. He's the first wall, but eventually that wall is broken, and now the floodgates of purple trying to get a setup here. You start to see in the bottom left corner of your screen there, starting to surround that house, check all the angles that they possibly can, and get some kills in the process. Just get some pendulum rolling to their side, but overall the green is in the feed. Not much diversity. EBAG able to break things up just for some time, but right after that, he immediately gets humbled by DD, and right now, Nick, it looks like 118 to 34. OMNiA just frying right now on this grandma point. You said it earlier, this is the money hill, and it certainly is burning a hole in the pockets of Vortex as they are just unloading the cavalry on the boys in blue. On purple.
Unfortunately, you know that the side of Vortex Red needs this big rotate to P5. They can try to bring themselves back alive with it if they can hold the second money hill on this map as well. Cole trying to fight into the middle, gets taken care of. Crispy now trying to fight into the back of Motel, has a play with his team as the time is going to get collected. They know everybody's going to be the front, but you have to worry about your back rotate here. Claren trying to make a play as it is going to be a rotate in it. You see number 5 on top green. He's going to be able to collect 1. If he gets 2, he gets all of them, because now he knows where everybody from this team is going to be at as Claren collects. DD now up top green, giving the information over to his teammate, and another one collected as well, as the time now favors the side of OMNiA. Continuing to collect. They do not miss a beat, and they continue their prowess going into week number 4.
Yeah, I was going to say right now, if you want to take over this point, you're going to have to take care of top green, but Clarion, you know, held tightly in hand. M15 is going to do the damage, and overall a near perfect hold from the side of Vortex Red. Ortiz, the dagger, the nail in the coffin, really just firing over it. Once that top green is over it, then it goes down to Ortiz, his responsibility to hold off that wave of purple for the last few seconds of scraps, and they will go through to the side of OMNiA. And overall, yeah, just textbook, beautiful chef's kiss of what a hold should look like on that final point. A new hill has arisen. We're back to P1, but this time, story very different. Not 0-0, 47 to 184. And Nick, I hate to say it at this early in the series, but you start to wonder, will Vortex Red even get past 100 on this map?
Yeah, this is the same thing they did last night as well. We saw this OMNiA team, score 250 to 25. They continue to show their prowess in the respawn game mode, but they're just holding the hill. It's really the rotation battles that are not being won right now. Just every spawn getting held by the side of OMNiA and crew. DD pushed up all the way through 15 and 10 on a 4 streak, looking for more kills as top green is going to be a chow for him. Bottom green as well, spotting out that player absolutely turns and burns as all the kills going green for now, as I really haven't seen very many kills go the way of the side of Vortex Red, as it's 5 and 17 and 6 and 21 for Ellipse and Crispy, unfortunately.
Damage being absolutely done right now. Bullets, hot lead unloading to the side of Vortex Red. Finally, breath of fresh air, Perfection, and EBAG getting a couple of kills, but that's not going to matter very long. Clarion returning the favor, taste of their own medicine. Eclipse trying to get something going here over to this motel side, but unfortunately the battle for blood isn't going to prove too successful quite yet, as Vortex Red left crawling back to the point. Yes, they've broken it, but look at the sea of green just surrounding through them. Clarion again, he holds these top angles like he knows his back, the back of his hand. And overall, yeah, just bloodbath here on the point. Eventually, the water does begin to settle with 15 seconds left. OMNiA will get the last laugh and those scraps, and that should do it unless we see a last push. But overall, don't think it's going to happen. That's 4 off. That'll be the game. Vortex Red, unfortunately, looking alive a little earlier on in this map, but slowly starting to falter as OMNiA just really sinking their boots into the mud and just unloading everything they had on this map.
Yeah, they go huge like they did in map number 1 last night as well. We'll see if they, the side of Vortex Red can bounce back a little bit. That's kind of a dagger. Really, we've seen, teams be very, teams that are close together that are, very competitive. We want to see them try to bounce back here for sure, because we want a competitive matchup. These are number 9. Hopefully, wanting to see that as we head to an S&D. I do believe we're going to Den, correct?
Yeah.
Scav?
Yeah, we are going to be going into Den. Den is going to be the next map for the rest of this for the series. It's going to be an interesting one because it's going to be on a SND, but then an overload, and then we'll see it a hard point. So 3 Dens in a row for this matchup. So if you're excited about Den and you like to see the map you played in multiplayer, then congrats to you. If you hate the map, then well, this will give you a chance to get used to it. Den Search and Destroy certainly is a map that I'm looking forward to seeing played on Search, because I think Den, as we kind of mentioned before we started today's cast, is very fun on hardpoint, those CQB style close counter battles type of map. But in Search and Destroy, obviously that definitely changes the pace with the play style. You see a lot more of those assault rifles come to shine. I don't know exactly what the specific regulation is on regarding to sniper, but at the very least you can expect to see those M15s come to shine in the Search and Destroy. So we're going to see kind of best of both worlds as we move into Den S&D next.
Yeah, and last night, the side of OMNiA, 6-0 in the Den S&D as well. So they like this map too. So don't expect them to lose a beat in this one. It's really going to be on the side of Vortex Red to step up their play style and not allow the side of OMNiA to play to the pressure that they have been playing to so far. There was a moment where, it was looking good for Vortex Red, and then all of a sudden you get 3 or 4 hills chained together and you're out of it and there's no way to come back.
Yeah, I mean, you really Vortex Red, tough match to see, and it's just not what you want to kind of open up the series with, especially considering, like, as we were kind of mentioning earlier, just how well these two teams play statistically. Our analysts are showing that they're both ranked really high in their group, have very respectable records, and kind of getting curb stomped there, for lack of a better term. Map 1 is tough.
Yeah, it is very tough. They actually have the exact same score, like map record and like score record. They're both 3-0, both 9-2 in map count. So it is, a little unfortunate that we just saw what we did on that. on that map. It was kind of a slammage, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not sure.
So we're going to be going into a search and destroy on Den. I kind of want to break down a little bit. Yeah, we talked about Den, the map itself being a little different
Yeah.
than Scar, but Den as a whole is a different map, especially when you're taking the consideration that it's going to be played on a search and destroy, right? So you start to wonder, teams that are able to so effectively just take care of business with the first map open on that hard point really set the tone in the series. You kind of also have to think, okay, well, if you're playing for that team or you're coaching that team, you're going into search and destroy. You also don't want to overextend. And I think confidence is something that really is boosted and a good hard point. But if you're a Vortex Red, play for picks, play slow, play the pace if you can. And OMNiA, even bigger caution to you, don't overextend because very quickly you can see this whole series turn on its head if you let the confidence get the best of you in that search and overchow.
Yeah. And we are going to be loading up into the map here in just a couple seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, realistically, go and talk about it in the chat. Tell us who you guys think is going to win this map number 2. But we'll see what happens as we go into it. That second team, that second map prowess really has to come in if you're a Vortex Red fan here for their side. But we'll see if they can do it. We did see a 6-0 from OMNiA on this map last night as well, and it was really Cole with the sniper making huge plays for his team as he pulls it out again. He's going to head over to this building side, just holding this angle to see if any information is given on over. The info is now given over to the other site, though. As we head on over to this B site, first kill going to go on in as Claron does pick it up.
That's 2 kills for Claron in the feed. Cripsy falling. Unfortunately, no trades in the process. So OMNiA, yet again, advantage over to their side on the defensive. E-Bag, bomb held tightly in hand along with his perfection. That's all on him right now to get things done. Yes, he finds one. And the team kill, yikes, is not going to matter, though. OMNiA closing things out in round number 1. But like I was saying earlier, the jitteriness, I guess, really is kind of what got the best of OMNiA there. They're lucky. They already had the life advantage there. That team kill could have been potentially disappointing, I guess you could say, or round changing for the boys in green. But Clarion able to get a nice 2-piece, kills the sniper as the final kill. Sets the tone. Round number 1.
He aced that round. I don't know what you're talking about. That man aced. He got all 4.
Fantastic job. Yeah, he's setting the tone. That's what I'm saying. He's setting the tone. And he's showing to Vortex. I mean, hey, you want to win the round? You might as well take me out first because I'm on a 4 streak.
Yeah, and we head into this next round. Sniper play going to be played over onto Cole. Spots out one player. He gets a hit marker as well as he pulls the pistol out. Going to be playing onto this player. That's going to be 2 dead now. Collecting onto that AR as well. Fast round here from the boys from OMNiA. They really do like this A site as a quick plant is going to go on in. Now in the 2v3 retake. Sniper collecting in again as Cole hits a good shot and the last kill is taken care of.
Yeah, before you could even have the bomb planted for longer than 4 or 5 seconds, OMNiA able to seek out Vortex. And overall, this is just prediction of movement and map knowledge that's winning them these gunfights. They know where to look. You saw earlier that crucial snipe from Cole, and then the final kill there going to Clarion. Overall, just reflects not just those mechanics, but also map knowledge, and sort of is the reason why we probably do get to see a lot of Den in this map set, because it seems though that OMNiA very confident in their picks for these vetoes.
Yeah, and the vetoes came in huge for their side on this one. They let them pick these maps. They just said we want to ban this, and that's all. So the picks kind of come in fortunate for them as they collect onto 2 kills onto the site again. But one gets traded out. Now in a 2v3 scenario again. Bomb still not close to site. Gonna have to play this back to another site, perhaps. Sniper in hand too by one of the players from Vortex.
Oh, look at Clarion. Great loop there, great flank. I was going to say watch him because he was going to make something happen, and he was able to get one. But now he gets straight out on the process. That's okay. Information goes, and you start to see Cole and Ortiz starting to trickle on through and apply that pressure, pressing down on Cripsy as he's scrambling under their thumbs, trying to get something going. 37 seconds left. It doesn't have anywhere to go. No bomb has been planted. No bomb anywhere in sight to be grabbed. And this is all just going to boil down to a game of cat and mouse as Cole trying to get the final kill here with his pistol, not able to do it. Cripsy, though, gets wallbanged, and that's going to be it for the round. OMNiA, again, that's their third straight.
Yeah, they look, not skipping a beat from last night, doing the exact same thing. Like the play sets are coming out the same as the way that they did in the match they played last night. They look very dominant in this S&D game mode. It doesn't really matter what map you're playing them on right now, whether it's a respawn. They just look like a dominant team. They are peaking at the right time as we are ending the regular season right now. 1 week left, and they are continuing to fry, and they're ever expanding their map pool even more as we head into this next round. It is going to be offensive side on for OMNiA. Can they get a pick into the middle of the map as a nade does go on and clears out Claron from the top? We are going to this A site into the red room, trying to collect a little bit more information. Is the side of OMNiA. They really don't have a lot of where these players are playing out. The peek onto the shoulder does happen, but the sniper does not connect onto the kill for Cole, unfortunately.
OMNiA doing a really good job right now, just holding their positions, and unfortunately, Vortex kind of just scrambling all together. You'd think that one of them would hit that spawn flank, but they kind of all just bunched up together, and as a result, OMNiA able to capitalize on that, get a nice 2-piece 1v2 situation. 7.5 to defuse. Yes, EBAG will get one, but eventually, one actually isn't going to help him much because his location will be revealed. Fourth straight goes to OMNiA and Vortex. Right now, if you're the coach or the IGL, you want to take this final kill cam here and really discuss their strategy and potentially explore trying something different, because it seems like OMNiA, for every play that Vortex has been making or every angle they've held, OMNiA has been a fantastic job of not only predicting but also adapting to that. So a strategy change is likely to happen at this point in the match for Vortex Red, but the question is whether or not if it's enough to shift the rest of this map too.
Yeah, definitely. That is the question. As you see, a shift is already happening. We're headed to the A site, and Cole has switched off the sniper, has the SMG in hand. He's going to be able to collect onto one, make it 2 for him. That's going to be 3 dead early into the round. And now Claron has information onto the last player. He gets tags into it. DD's going to be able to collect real quick with a knife kill as well. And that's going to be the round here. Number 5 on the board here for the side of OMNiA.
Yeah, I mean, the final kill, Didi with a knife as well. I mean, symbolic of this entire series as a whole. Just absolute mayhem and domination from the side of OMNiA and Vortex, really just taking it and not really able to provide much of a counter. And it's an unfortunate sight to see nonetheless, but still best of 5. So we can remain hopeful for our overload coming up next, but that's also going to be on Den. So we're going to have to take in between matches here and see what Vortex can do on Den to counter this unstoppable train of OMNiA.
Yeah, you see the play already happening for OMNiA as DD collects on a big 2-piece into the middle of the map, but a trade out happens on 2 for Crispy as well. Cole going to be able to trade it out now in a 1v2 scenario. Is EBAG? Can he get anything done though? Bomb is going to be able to be picked up. He's headed out back through the middle of the map. But we're going to see which side the bomb is going to get planted on. EBAG's going to get the first kill. Going to be able to separate the players on that first one. But Claron now left up into it. And he's going to collect and wrap up map number 2 in 6-0 fashion for his side. I really did think that was going to be the round for the side of Vortex Red. But unfortunately, it does not pan out. Claron 9-2 finish for him as he pops off in map number 2.
Yeah. Again, dagger delivered by OMNiA and not met with much resistance. Yes, they saw each other, but only a couple of hits from EBAG were sunk over into Clarion before eventually he was silenced, and that was going to be the knot that was tied for maps 1 and 2. Very quick maps 1 and 2 from OMNiA. And again, as we're kind of gathering ourselves here and kind of analyzing what went wrong with that search and destroy, really hoping Vortex, if they have a coach in VC, just chatting it up with them and going over what went wrong, but not for too long, because you don't have much time. You want to go into this overload and you want to go into it with a new strategy and overall just get something going. You need to get some sort of rhythm going. It doesn't seem like there's much rhythm over the side of Vortex. Very stagnant movement, very stiff. Even when they got that initial bomb plan down, I want to say it was round 4 for the side of OMNiA, it took Vortex a very long time to just rotate and move to adjust that bomb plane over to A. So that alone is just telling me the lack of a coordination that's starting to kind of fulfill there. And hopefully they just forget what happened in these last 2 maps and go into this map number 3 with a fresh new mindset for Overload.
Yeah, this Overload map is very defensively heavy. It's one of the maps that I will say is one of the defensively, like, one side is better than the other in this one. So we'll see if something can happen here for the side of Vortex Red. This map has had, we've seen, this last Friday, we've seen a team go down 2-0 in the same kind of fashion, and they bring it back on a Din Overload. They win it 3-2 and then win the rest of the maps afterwards. So it can be done, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think it can't be, but it's really on the team right now. They have to show me something, and right now I'm not seeing a lot from that side on the Respawn game mode. Didn't really see a lot of strategical plays happening on the S&D. So we really have to, lock into this next one. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let them get the settings right. We're going to head to a quick break here, as we'll be back in just a couple minutes. But nothing gets taken care of. His teammate does take care of one, and there's Teddy Roosevelt for another one. OMNiA, they need to try to break into this hill as fast as possible. Right now, the kill in for the side of Ball OMNiA, make it 4 dead as Revan starts to turn up with this gun in. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here as we get another quick load in here. But, we load into some Overload, and this is one of my favorite game modes right now. It's definitely a lot more entertaining than Control. I don't know about you, Scav, but I have been liking this game mode so far.
Yeah, I mean, Control is very tedious mode, and you got to respect COD for at least throwing something in here, something new, a fresh, fresh new candy. I guess treats in the bag, in the goodie bag for us to enjoy in a map set such as this. But here we go. After the races, they go. OMNiA, not much to prove. Vortex, everything to prove opening up in this map. So EWGL able to find one to the side of the purple, but 3 off for the side of Vortex. So he's the last alive. Ortiz going to go through the Chow, and he's able to at least push enough for Clario to get it. So Overload point, pushing on over to A, is shut down. So very fast pacing we'll start to see early on, very aggressive push from OMNiA, and a fantastic stop and counter to kick things off in the first couple minutes.
Very great defense from the side of Vortex Red. You can see they're trying to get the blockers in position for this play to happen, but Superfiction not going to be able to have very much offensive pressure for his side. And right now, Cole has the pistol in hand as well, going to be able to collect another AR on the back as well, trying to push on through with the point close to him, as he's going to be able to try to collect on to this next one. Ortiz now a little bit further away, but Cole does get traded out into the back of the map. Going to have a hard fight if you're Ortiz. It doesn't even get spotted out, unfortunately, and that's going to be an easy walk-in for the side of OMNiA, as the next one going in back into P3 side. We'll see who picks it up first here.
Overload, really, a lot of people think, oh, you just go with a team, you team rush, a couple bodies will fall, fine, trade them out, and then you get the upload. But really, we see OMNiA employing a sort of a different strategy here. You had Clarion kind of push up a little earlier on and overall just distract. He's not specifically going for gun kills, but he's just doing just enough to shift that attention over to him. And as a result, that upload was able to be made very kind of quietly, very swiftly, almost completely undetected, and then from there on out, Clario did get those kills in the process and Cha out. So really fun to see how these teams are able to creatively go through with how they get their uploads done. Just brute forcing with a team isn't necessarily always the right answer. And again, great example of when OMNiA was able to do so themselves.
Absolute crispy pistol kills coming out of Ortiz right now, as he switches off of it as well and gets the SMG kill too. Clarion in the middle of the map on the P2 side. Took a little bit for that win to happen, but he does eventually win it. We head back to P3 now for the next upload point. Cole already pushed up through, trying to make his presence known into the middle of the map, but EBAG here watching these plays happen. Who's going to pick it up? But he gets traded out instantly, and Cole also traded out. Ortiz now having to make a play here on the close point. It's going to be taken care of by Superfiction. Again, he has a lot to handle in front of him. He doesn't really want to give that point away just for now. Wants his team to try to get here and try to get in a blocking position. But again, 3 dead in the kill feed, make it 4 as it is all dead for the side of Vortex Red, and you have the push coming in from OMNiA.
Teabag last alive here to deny that push to go through, but he's not able to do it. Unfortunately, give a couple of love taps to the back of the players over at OMNiA, but is deeply reminded of what's the problem if you leave your back over to OMNiA. It gets ultimately silenced and sent back to the respawn screen. One more upload will be at halftime, so OMNiA gonna waste no time and door dashing the rest of the series, as unfortunately 3-0 the side of Vortex. Vortex trying to adjust here. They have something going here, something promising. If they're able to take out DD and Co, I guess, over on this side, they're able to get something going. A little bit of an upload per se, and not able to do it. So overall, Overload Station still stuck in the middle of the map, as Vortex Red is still stuck with getting some play going past half.
And this is really what you saw from the side of OMNiA on this game mode in the last match that they played. They were very dominant at ebbing and flowing through the map as well, not pressuring up too much, and they love the close engagement map, and they're showing you why their absolute pressure is dominating in the league right now. It's just overwhelming that these sides, as Clarion has another huge couple kills here to get clear of the point. That's 3 dead. Can he get the 4th to clear out the side of Vortex Red? And he does, as he's pushing on through with his teammates. And the first kill is going to be the knife, but the score goes on in. That's going to be halftime, favoring the side of OMNiA 4-0 up.
You already know, if we had like a listen in going on, Clarion would just be screaming in his mic off the top of his lungs. I mean, do you know how confident you have to be to not only get red screen to the point of death, but still Cha power position from the side of Vortex Red, but also Cha into their spawns with a pistol, not even reloading his main. He didn't even reload. He just chowed with the pistol.
Yeah, he just chowed it with the pistol. He didn't care, bro.
Got a kill and then went for a knife. So again, you see these patterns, and you start to, Call of Duty. Yeah, we don't have face cams. Yeah, we don't actually see them in real life, right? But we can kind of tell just by how their characters are playing, how they're actually feeling, and the emotions are going through. And if there's one word that would be to describe how we're starting to see OMNiA play throughout this series, it's just overconfident. And honestly, they've walked the walk, and it seems like they can also talk the talk on this map.
Definitely so, but yeah, see it early. 3 dead for OMNiA. They're going to be on the worst side of things here for defensive pressure. But again, Clarion making his presence known into the middle of the map, trying to be a thorn in the side, as DD now making the play for himself as well, rotating through the back of the map to make this happen as he spots one out mid, gets a 3-piece as well. Can he get the 4th as he wall bounces off the window and makes a huge play for his team? Absolutely huge. That's going to be a play of the week right now. That wall bounce into the pistol kill as well. Huge plays coming out of the side of OMNiA again, going huge for their side into the score, just pushing all the way through the spawn again.
I'll tell you what right now, I think DD stands for DoorDash, because he just went in and out on the side of Vortex Red, completely wiped all 4 of them, reflecting that into the feed, and you start to see the rest of the guys also starting to feel a little bit of that energy, as if it already wasn't at a toxic area, I guess you could say, lack of a better term, for Vortex Red. 342, nobody's even really grabbing the overload station right now. They're kind of just letting it be. A couple of trades going through. Waters begin to calm just a little bit as Perfection leading the charge here. Ortiz unfortunately falling to his death, but overall things are looking a little bit better. At least no points have been scored from that. And just as I say that, my words are meant to be eaten. And as OMNiA is kind of doing a good job of giving the business to Vortex, they also have managed to silence me as well. So good job with that.
Yeah, and you see the side of Vortex just not having another great start into the half. They have the rotational pickup as Ortiz turns and burns with the pistol as well. They head back into the middle of the map to try to make the play happen, get those blockers in position. As you can see, they just have 2 people posted up on either side of the point, trying to see which side they want to go to, as all 4 die in the kill feed again, and they get pushed on up into the middle of the map as the secure happens. 6-0 now starting for the side of OMNiA. We head back to P3 as a player from the side of Vortex Red is pushed up, but again, it's just too far. It's too late for the side of Vortex to try to really come back into this one.
Yeah, it's in 1v1 here for game point, series point Eclipse versus Ortiz. And finally, the gunfights are going to be won. We got 3 all over B here, just stacking up. And Didi trying to do the same thing he did earlier. Not so successful this time around. Finally, boys in purple able to move, but not move too far, as Cole has something to say about it. He grabs Overload Station. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. And Vortex Red, you got to throw a Hail Mary to get things going here. It is a game point, match point, series point at this point in time. And yeah, want to point that out. We're shooting teammates now. OMNiA just turning, burning, and absolutely steamrolling through Vortex Red, making this look, hate to say it, but nothing more than a pubs match at this point.
Yeah. I mean, we just saw 3 pub matches, guys. I mean, I don't know what we want to say. Like, make these guys the #1 team, man. What are we doing? Like, these guys are pub stomping people in an online league. What are we doing right now?
Yeah,
Come on.
Fantastic performance by these guys. I mean, you saw it earlier. They can adapt, and they're able to move through, and they're also able to not only just adapt with that, but they can make kind of string some plays together and have some decent setups, and they kind of know where to go, and they're hitting their shots, have good map knowledge. So overall, a quick series here on the main stage this Sunday night will leave Vortex Red kind of back to the drawing board, and OMNiA heading out to dinner early than expected.
Definitely so, headed out to dinner as they definitely secure probably the spot in the #1 seed. That was for #1 and #2 in the pool. So now they secure that in their pool play. They probably secure another top position as well in the league. OMNiA doing very well these last 2 matches. They've had 3-0ing in both in dominating fashion, not dropping a map in S&D, looking dominant in that, not dropping a point in Overload in either of those 2 last matches. And I only think about maybe 80 to 70 points was scored on them in hardpoint even. So it's been a good couple last matches for OMNiA, and they need to continue that, prowess, the practices that they've been having, whatever it is in the back end of things. They really do have to keep that going. But, if you gotta point a player out tonight from the side of OMNiA, Scav, who would it be?
I would definitely say starting things off. I think everyone had their own moment to shine, right? We saw early on Cole. I mean, absolutely disgusting starting off that hard point on Scar, immediately setting the tone and setting the pace. And I said right there, right, you have one player, maybe he's the IGL, maybe he's not, but usually it is, that's able to deliver on a fantastic play. Other teammates see that and they said, yeah, that's my teammate. This is how we're going to play, and this is how we're going to shift the energy towards the rest of the series. And I think he really set the tone with doing that. Establishing dominance and map presence early was huge with him. But Clarion, like you said, like word of the day, right, was him and his plays as well. Especially you see the overconfidence, like overextending over to B with a pistol. I mean, textbook definition of how you should be playing as a COD player. And overall, everyone doing a fantastic job. Didi with a nice 4-piece there to establish dominance as well. I mean, I can't really. You can usually with these series, you can kind of single out a player or two. Can't do that with this series. OMNiA got a really good roster going, and I wouldn't be surprised if these guys known each other for a bit, because it seems like the chemistry is really getting them in this series.
Yeah. I can definitely tell the chemistry is definitely there with this team, whether they've played with each other maybe in the past or something. But again, I just think their overconfidence when they do get that plays. I mean, they trust their teammates, they trust the plays that they're making, and when they do make those huge plays, it just lights a fire within them and makes them play 10 times better. And you saw that tonight, especially in that overload when people were trying to shoot each other to get more kills for his numbers. But we'll leave that to that. We appreciate you guys as always. Scav, you got any shout outs you want to do real quick before we get the send off going?
Well, thanks everyone at EWG for, as they always do, making events like these possible. Obviously, everything that we say and all the matches that we see are all in good fun. It's for the love of the community. Victus and Nick and I are able to do this and have fun with this, and appreciate you, the viewers at home, who are able to join us in viewing some of the top talent that we get to see in the online COD scene. And then, above everything, we also want to thank Dre for doing a fantastic job of our producer, Dre, doing a great job of producing and getting things going for us and getting overlays and making us look good on broadcast. That's all I have, Nick. for me.
All right, yeah. Thank you to all those people as well. We do appreciate you guys as always. A big shout out goes to those players as well for making, having a good time, playing to their abilities. We do appreciate you guys as always. We will catch you guys in the next one. This has been the Real Invictus, aka Nick and Scav. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.